it just seems like it does. It seems like it's just a lot, you know, like a lot going on, and you're like, man, for real, this here, that, this, that, just like so much going on. But I will say this right here. I said this morning when I got up this morning. I was like, you know what? This to me is what I call an in spite of it all type of day. Really, I think it's been an in spite of it all season that I've been running through, because I've noticed that it's not like this has been like a 1 day thing and then it stops. So it seems as though it's like an in spite of it all season that that I'm running through. But if I could say to you, to say to y'all, even though I see everything that's going on and I hear, everything that's going on, I'm aware of things that's going on, even like within my own personal life, as well as with some of you, I'm still encouraged. There's still a part of me that is highly encouraged. And the reason I'm highly encouraged is because if you just really pay attention to the way things have always been set up, it's true that the greatest breakthrough is behind your going through, just on the other side of your going through. It's true that the darkest hour is just before the breaking of day. It's true. It's very, very true. And because of that being very, very true, that the in spite of times, I'm yet encouraged. If that makes sense to you, if that's an encouragement to you to know, because I see it, I hear it. It's all there. It's not hidden. It's not blocked away. I'm not sure what this is here. Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Um, this thing is not right. It's not doing right. 1 second. I'm not sure why that is doing that. Not sure at all why that's doing that. I need to touch and reboot maybe. But in spite of it all, it's like it's something on the inside of me, and I know it's on the inside of me. I know it's on the inside of me. I want to encourage y'all about knowing when you really done changed. I think that's like some of what I want to, really encourage y'all on today, or really bring you to a place of acknowledgement in today, is knowing when you really done changed. Because regardless of what you see, regardless of what you hear, even regardless of what you feel, regardless of what you might know, you can know the plans of the enemy and yet be encouraged. You can know that he desires to sift you as wheat, because if you don't think he does, then something is wrong with you. But just to say to you that in spite of it all, you're yet encouraged when there is something on the inside of you that just won't stop. There's something inside of you that keeps pushing you in spite of what may be going on. That's like the signification to me that I've been changed. That there is a change. There's something sure enough has taken place inside of my life, because it's nothing like I would have normally handled things. Do I have anybody that understand what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
You know that You supposed to have been crumbled by now. I mean, y'all look. Don't knock the shoulder out, please. Let's get it. I don't know what's going on here today. I don't know what's wrong with this thing. It is not acting right. But you know that you supposed to been, something's supposed to been happen. But it's like you don't want to do anything. You don't want to act a fool. You just want to see God. Anybody feel me this morning? I'm serious.
Yes, ma'am. Amen. Yes, ma'am.
You just want to see God. That's where
be able to move to your next place.
I want to say to y'all that you're growing. I want to tell you that you're developing. You're maturing. I want to tell you that. If that's your witness, if that is your witness, you're growing. You're maturing. Hold on one second. I'm going to go cut my fan on right here. If you feel like that, you are literally allowing God to become who he needs to be in your life. If you can honestly say, I feel like that. If you know for a fact, I was supposed to have lashed out. I was supposed to, police supposed to came. I was supposed to just fell apart or whatever the case may be, but you didn't. Can I tell you, you changing? Can I be one of the first ones, if ain't nobody told you, to tell you, I thought I turned that thing down, to tell you that you changing? Can I please be one of the ones to say to you, keep on. Keep on. Keep on. It's getting better. John chapter 9. I've dealt with John chapter 9 before, but I'm going to pull it from a whole nother perspective today. From what I sense, in my heart, the Lord wanted me to do, the things the Lord wanted me to say. Very intrigued by how God does things. But I want to talk to y'all this morning, and I'm going to use this subject right here. Some things just got to be. Some things just got to be. I heard the Lord talking to me. He said, Delphine, there's just something about you all in the human nature, the nature part of yourself, that, you just don't want some things to be. And a lot of times it can cause you to get into a strong place of denial. And it causes different things to happen to y'all, such as it puts you in a place where if you don't watch it, you'll go into a depression. If you don't watch it, you literally take on this strong place of image. If you don't watch it, I don't know what's going on with my thing. Hold on one second, y'all. 1 second. Because I got something's going on. But it'll put you into a place as where you're just really not in the reality of what's going on. Just really not in the reality of it. I don't know what's going on with this thing. So what happens is the Lord was talking to me about that, and he was saying that used that, because of that, where we have pretty much like taken faith and taken it out of context of where the Lord would have for it to be. Faith is a positive thing. It's not a negative thing. Faith is a belief in the will of God coming to pass. That's what faith is used for. It's in context of being connected to the will of God. Faith is not in context concerning necessarily my will. My will could be something that the will of God doesn't even have planned for me. So when faith is used in its most purest state, then it's used in the context of being used for the will of God. It's used for what God would have set in motion, God would have set in place for us when faith is used properly. Now, we could say, well, I have faith. Say, for instance, if it's not the will of God for me to move to Tennessee, that's not the purpose, the plan where God has set things for me, but it is the will of God for me to move to Florida. So I say, well, I'm using faith to go to Tennessee. Well, that's not faith in its purest state, because faith in its purest state is faith when it's used according to the will of God, because it is the will of God that the Lord desires to perfect in our lives. It is the will of God that he wants to bring to pass in our lives. So it's not in its most holiest state. It would be just something that I'm just doing, an agenda. That's what I'm going to call it. An agenda that I'm pushing because it's something that I want, but it's not necessarily something that God wants. So when it comes to faith, we have to make sure that our faith is being used in the proper place that it's supposed to be used in. Like, I can't have faith to cover somebody else's stuff. If I sit here and say, I'm believing to get her house, I'm believing to get her car, I'm believing to get her job or whatever, I'm projecting faith in the wrong context. It's not according to the will of God, because that's not something the will of God has in motion, because it goes against what God would say. It goes against where he says, thou shalt not covet another man's belongings. So then, why would God give me faith to covet something that belongs to someone else? Or why should I use my faith to covet something that belongs to someone else? So then that would be faith being used in the wrong context. And because we have the possibility or the probability, Father, I love you, to use faith in the wrong places, a lot of times that's what gets us in trouble. I want y'all to hear you, Pastor, this morning. You better hear the Holy Spirit. A lot of times that's what gets us in trouble, because we have the ability or have been afforded the opportunity to do these things, and to claim faith to it, or attach the name of faith to it regarding something. We tend to think that it is okay, but it's not okay. It's not okay. There is good faith, and then there's bad faith. There is good faith, and then there's bad faith. Good faith is the things that are according to the will of the Lord. Bad faith is the things that I would believe for, or that I would draw to myself, that did not come from the realm of the Spirit of God, but came from the realm of hell, from the place of Hades. So good faith and bad faith. Now, so the Lord would say to me, I need y'all to understand this, because this has been the thing that has deceived so many. This has been the reason why many have gone astray, many are going astray, and many will yet go astray, because of this